Hello. Oh, have I got this thing working? Right. Can everyone let me know in the comments if this is working, if you can see this? I'll explain what I did in a minute. Let's just take a minute, say hello to everybody, see how you're all doing. What I'll be doing today, I just want to go through. I can hear Ben whinging already. Dogs are wonderful. I'm just going to I just sort of thought we haven't really mentioned much of the Etsy announcements and updates. So I thought I'd go in and go through some of them. We can have a chat about them, and sort of see what we think of them. That camera's in a terrible angle. There we go. A little more of head. Um, so I thought that would be a cool thing to have you guys join in and chat with me and tell me your thoughts of them as well, rather than me just making a stiff, boring video of it. So who have we got? We have Magdalena in the chat, Wendy, wake up, no sleeping Pam, George on the rocks, hello, Rosani, all the cool people are in the house. Wendy, clever is tough, yeah. Hi there. I hopefully assume that means my live's working. Tinker Treasures in the house as well. Hello, everybody. Let me just check all these settings. Looking good, right? I think we're working. Okay, I'll explain. The clever thing I was trying to do, because I'm sure you all know, as I've whinged about it enough, was when I used to have OBS as the way I was streaming, I was able to, when I took you to my screen, I was able to still show you my ugly mug at the same time, like a picture-in-picture thing, and I haven't been able to do that. So I was trying to set that up for Google Hangouts, and yeah, failed. So we're stuck with this. Rashid, did I say that right? I think so. Hello. Oh, thank you. My hair looks great. Yes, I've finally got around to dyeing it. That was a process, but yes, it's feeling good today. Thank you so much. Yeah, so, should we head into a little screen grab? Now, if you're interested in the Etsy articles, there's loads of places you can find great information from Etsy, but one of the best places is the Seller Handbook has a page where they drop in all the new articles from Etsy, and I should have a link to that in the description. If you can let me know if that's in the description of this video. But what we'll do, we'll go over there. Here's the screen share. Yes, I would like to screen share my screen. Yeah, so that should be us sharing. So if you go to, excuse me, so if we go to the link that I gave you, that takes us to all articles and sorts them by date. It says relevance, but they drop in by date. And you get so many cool articles, and it's really handy to jump in and grab a look at these when they come out. But just want to show you some of them. I mean, obviously, trying to find it all. Things like your search questions answered. I've referenced this article so much. They cover this so well. And if you have a look, some of the articles, these are by Etsy staff. So this is advice by Etsy staff. And then these are, it tells you who they're by. So some of them are kind of more important than others. So just want to start from the May ones. I'll quickly just pointing out here, again, they're mentioning free delivery, and I know people freak out with the whole free delivery thing. Don't freak out with it. As I've mentioned in videos before, it's not a massive deal, but if your items are kind of on the higher end, it might be an idea to push up the price of your item to absorb the shipping. My thinking for this is, yeah, if someone buys a card or something little, they're expecting the price to be low and they expect to see shipping. But if you're buying a really expensive item, you expect free shipping. And not only that, I was actually buying on Etsy the other day. I was buying internationally, and it's, you can, if you know where you're going, you can see where the shipping is, but it's not as clear. Like when you look at a listing, it doesn't say this much money plus this much shipping. It just tells you the price, not the shipping. So it can make you feel like you can't compare things the same. So if you have things that say it's this much plus free shipping, then you kind of know that's what you've got to say. What have we got? Oh, George S equals George on the Rocks. It's your new channel name for painting rocks. Oh, awesome! That's cool. makes me think of drinking posh booze, but painting rocks. Awesome. Magdalena, oh, the video feed seems a bit blurry, but the fine for Wendy. Magdalena, I don't. Sometimes people say if you refresh the page, then that might sort out blurriness. It looks like it's sending okay from my end. Wendy's, your eyes aren't great, but it doesn't seem blurry. Oh, Magdalena changed it to HD and it's fixed. Awesome. Right. Cool. That's good to know as well. Thank you for that. Right. Where did I get to? Okay, so quick look. Again, this first one here from the 1st of May, so it's up to date from the Etsy staff, so it's important. Get your listings ready to advertise. So I found this article really kind of helpful. It's talking about sorting out advertising for every kind of advertisement, but there's some good information and some bad information here. One thing I really I don't think this is the best time they're advising this. I know I just did a series on promoted listings as well, but you know, my videos get seen at different times of the year. But this people will look at this and it's not the best time to switch on advertisement. Well, look, any time's as good a time, but you know, you're going to get your best results for experimenting with the run up to Christmas. But yeah, it's still kind of cool anyway. So, giving us some advice, advertising can be effective and affordable way to get the word out. Absolutely. Make sure your listings are looking tip top. Yeah, photographs is so important, especially with advertising. But they're giving us some best practices to follow for optimizing listings. Now, here, I think this is the 4th time oh, I used to have there it is. There it is. I found my pen tool. Right. This is about the 4th time in an article from Etsy staff that they have said these words. Now, I know this is just for advertising, but they've said it in the Ultimate Guide to Search and in your search questions answered. The SEO people keep on telling us to keep titles short and sweet. They've mentioned it so many times that I think that's pretty clear. Like everything they're announcing, they're saying keep titles short. So I don't think they can be more clear with that. And yeah, absolutely. They're saying here many platforms, including Google. Now, I said we would look more into Google this year, and I haven't had a chance yet. But one thing I definitely know, Google very much likes, if you've got a keyword, if you're searching for something like, okay, we're looking at Etsy SEO. If you were looking for an an ultimate guide to Etsy SEO, there we go. If you were just typed in that, you thought, I want to know everything, so I'll type in ultimate guide to Etsy SEO. The thing that one of the things that Google will prefer is a web page that the title is not only that, but it is only that. You know, so it doesn't have loads of other words. It's so specific. So that's what it's saying is if you're heading for a keyword, head just for that keyword. Don't try and hit loads of them. So yeah, Google prefers brief, clear titles to a long, confusing jumble of keywords. And yeah, it's much better for shoppers. If you search for something and the title of that item says the very thing you've searched for, then you know that's the very thing you've searched for. And they give a great example here. I love this. Woman's red silk floral blouse. They're giving us this as an example of a decent title. It's much clearer than, you've all heard me before moan about these. This is like a wish title: woman's blouse, red blouse, floral bath, silk blouse. I can't even say it. Woman's clothing, girlfriend gift, red shirt. That's an example of what a lot of people use as a title. They take all of what they had as their tags and pretty much just copy and paste them into the title. Whereas if you just say exactly what it is, you're still hitting all of these keywords pretty much. Well, not the last two, but they're not great. But yeah, you would have woman's blouse, floral blouse, silk blouse, red silk blouse, silk floral blouse. All these are potential things that you can hit from that title. So I hope that makes sense. Like Etsy is proper saying that to us. Let's just hit the chat again. ISO, hello there. Wendy, been getting lots of new favourites on Christmas things this week, which I found interesting. That's fab. I do know there is a big thing for Christmas in June, actually. That's been the thing that's been around for a few years now. So that, yeah, search for Christmas can actually start just now, which is proper weird. Wendy, morning from Nevada. I know for some it's later in the day. Yep, 4 o'clock here, but good morning to you. Okay, but that, I think that's so telling. I'm gonna put, look more red lines. Someone take away the thing that does red lines from me. But that's the first thing they've mentioned there, so that's super important. Right, let's get away. No one give me these tools. Play by the rules. So yeah, if you're wanting to get advertised on Google, find out what their rules are. If you're wanting promoted listings, look at Etsy's policies to make sure that you're not promoting. And I think this is a thing that so many people are talking about and complaining about. You'll see in the forums a lot of the time, people are saying, have you seen this shop? The items in here are against Etsy's policy. And a lot of people are like, oh, Etsy doesn't care, it just wants the money. And that's not the case. When Etsy finds out about these shops, like if you're violating someone else's copyright, Etsy can't actually block your item. Firstly, Etsy can't police every single item as they're being put up, because that would mean, and it would be too difficult to write an algorithm for it. So you would have to have humans checking the thing, and that would mean for the thousands of listings that are put up every hour, probably, it would create a huge backlog. Our listings wouldn't be able to go up. But also, if Etsy set up some kind of system that when you tried to list something that was against the rules, was a copyright infringement, if they set up a system that warned you that that's not allowed and blocked your listing, what could happen is, if something slipped through the net, if something their system didn't notice, if you titled it differently so it snuck through, and you got hit by Disney or whatever else, and you got a copyright claim, then some people would even think of suing Etsy for letting them put the item up, because Etsy warns some people. So you can't just warn some people, you have to warn them all. So that's kind of, yeah, Etsy does care if your items are breaking the policies, but they can't police everything. So, but it's certainly saying that they might get a good look. They might notice your promoted listings easier, because that's a much smaller lot of things to notice. So make sure there's no violating policies or prohibited items. That's my thought there. Back to the chat. Carly, maybe it's because a lot of people use Marmalade and they say you rate higher when your long tail keywords in the title, but they have to match the tags exactly. Carly, yeah, I know what you mean there. That's the problem with any kind of tool. It can't tell you if something, it's telling you about practices and things. But yes, the keyword that you pick for your title has to also be in your tags. That super helps. That tells Etsy this is exactly what your item is. But people confuse that, and I think we all saw my foray into marmalade didn't last long because I couldn't get to grips with it. But yeah, if what they're doing is, they're saying your long tail keyword matches in your title and your tags, awesome. But if it's not spotting that people are matching six, all of their keywords in their title and their tags, or if it's not spotting that that's a bad thing, okay, that makes a lot of sense if Marmalade has been given that advice. Now, I will say that advice used to sort of work in the past. I've certainly seen for the past 2, 3 years that long spammy titles have not been as good, but the problem is you'll see a lot of big shops, if they've been selling loads, they've got a huge amount of ranking power, so they can do keyword stuffy things. So people think it's good advice because big shops are getting that kind of keyword stuffiness. But for littler shops, it's harder to rank for things. So if they'd have just focused down on the one keyword, they would have had a better chance of ranking, basically. Wendy, algorithms turn into a pain. Yeah, you tried listing a felted koi once on Facebook and it wouldn't let you because it thought it was an actual animal. That's hilarious. I actually had on one group I moderate on, someone had posted, it was just a milestone saying that they'd got a certain number of subscribers. It was literally just like a certificate saying, woohoo, you've got this number of subscribers. And Facebook flagged it for nudity and adult sexual content, and I had to go and I was just like, seriously, Facebook, there's nothing there. So yeah, algorithms make mistakes, and that is a problem. So yeah, totally. If they set up some kind of algorithm, oh, we would all be mad because it would be false flagging. You would create a listing and it would go, nope, nope, that violates some rules, and then you would have to send it off to get it manually checked out. And yeah, we would all hate it if Etsy tried to crack down on this. I don't know if this is going to be a thing with the new EU Article 30, 50, I can't remember what it is. There's a new copyright thing coming out, and I don't know if that'll make a difference on Etsy. I haven't heard them say anything about it yet. Okay, watch out for watermarks. So most advertising platforms prohibit watermarks and other promotional text on images. So make sure your product is the star, not your logo. And that's another thing I want to say. You might have noticed on Google, when you right click on a picture, you can say search Google for the image, and Google can have a fair stab at recognizing what that picture is. If you search on a girl's face, it can say girl's face. So Google is not just looking at your title and tags, it's also looking at your pictures. So if you make your picture clearly what your thing is, then that just makes it a bit easier for Google. It's a handy thing to do. Oh, Daz, thank you for the thumbs up. But yeah, don't try and be all spammy with loads of things going on. If you're wanting to be advertising, and it's the same if you want to get on like any of Etsy's promoted things on their mail outs or anything, they typically don't like people that are using watermarks as well. And I know you're going to say, but I want to watermark to stop people stealing my images. But honestly, I could get rid of your watermark on Photoshop in like 2 minutes. Not even that. A watermark doesn't protect your image, I'm afraid. Yeah, unfortunately, if bad people are going to steal your pictures, they're going to steal your pictures. George, thank you. We got 5 thumbs up apparently. Describe your items accurately, super important. Yeah, your descriptions Etsy doesn't read your descriptions, but Google does. So put everything in there, and also shoppers do. It it'll help your conversion rate if all their questions are answered in your description. If they can open it up and look and go, "What size is this? Where does it go? What can it be used for? How do I clean it? What's it made of? Is it environmentally friendly?" Cover everything so that customers don't have to contact you. They just know, because people are lazy, and if they don't know much about it, they'll just bounce to something else. Um, Optimizing your listings to make the sale. That's cool as well. So advertising, it says will bring more visitors to your shop. I'm going to say advertising can bring more visitors to your shop. It's not guaranteed. If stuff's rubbish, it's rubbish. No offense, but if your SEO is not that good, so ask yourself 4 important questions. Is the price competitive? Um, Sure. Trying to read and talk at the same time. It's like being in school again. Yeah, this doesn't mean that your items need to be the cheapest option. And that so many people think you have to be in a race to the bottom, and they'll go, "Oh, this shop's coming from China and makes the same as I do, but cheaper." That's just not always the case. Like, if it takes 2 days to get shipped from you and it takes 2 weeks to get shipped from China, people might want you more. If your stuff's handmade and one of a kind, then people are going to pay a bit more for things. And if you're looking for a nice gift for someone, if you're looking for a handmade gift for someone, you won't necessarily pick the cheapest item. You won't always pick the dearest item, but you might not pick the cheapest item. So find good prices. It's clear what they're buying, and so important. They can't see or touch your item, so they rely on your photographs. So here we go. Another commenting on photographs. They're saying make your photographs good. They need to see it. Google needs to see it, and they need to see it from every angle. Oh yeah, here we go. Consider offering free delivery. Etsy is mentioning this a lot now. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I don't have free shipping, to be honest. I've got free shipping on orders over £100 at the minute, because that was easy to set up. But coming up to Christmas, I might just bung a little bit extra money on my listings and offer free shipping. Etsy have said they will give it, it does go into factor in your ranking. It's not the only thing. I mean, people go, "Oh, I offered free shipping and I haven't had any extra sales." That's not how ranking things work. You don't do one thing and then suddenly it you do this one thing and suddenly you get sales. It all builds up. You've got, like, it's like this snowball thing, this snowball effect. You're building up, you're building up, you're building up, and then suddenly, I'm throwing in too many analogies, but then suddenly it's the straw that broke the camel's back, and suddenly the sales happen. But you can't say, "I did free shipping and it didn't give me sales." It's not the same thing. And it's clear when the item will arrive. Yep, that's really cool as well, to know where you are and how long the shipping's going to take. Now, I haven't checked it lately, but some people have been telling me Etsy tried to do something clever. They're realizing in different parts of the world we speak English differently. Um, so they had changed, rather than saying a shipping date, they realized in the UK we don't tend to say a shipping date. So they changed the word shipping to delivered or delivery date. Unfortunately, that's a lost in translation thing, and a few people were getting really worried, because rather than saying your item will be posted in 2 to 3 days, it was saying your item will be delivered in 2 to 3 days. And that's impossible. Rather than from changing from shipping to delivered, they wanted to change from shipping to posted. So I have to check that haven't done that some more. But yeah, a delivery is not the same as shipping. So they messed up for us Brits. They were trying, but they messed up for us Brits. Um, Wendy, suggestions for photographing felted items. Yeah, felted items are tricky. Right, well, I'm on Etsy. I'll just, oh, I've got to close that. For a couple of reasons. I just want to pop into my shop just because it's easy. Right. I can show you stuff here. I just want to show you a couple of fun things as well, because Wendy's saying she's never looked on Google. Right. Photograph and felt things is tricky. What I do, you'll see a lot of these, the white backgrounds are still liked. So I've got a light tent that I can't even see any of my bad pictures just now. But the light tent just gives a kind of grey. If I click on that, will it have it? Does it? No, I've cleaned up all the pictures. Typical me. I've made everything look nice. It gives a bit of a grey, rubbish, not even background. But then I go into a piece of software, a website called PhotoFuse, and what that allows you to do is, in one click, it just removes all the background and makes it white. So that, I'm not saying my photography is great. It's certainly not the best in the world, but that gives a clear, uncluttered view. Other things, you can see my bookmarks. I just photographed them on books. So if you've got relevant props, but yeah, that's all I can do. And sometimes something for scale, so I photograph them in my hand. But if I I have a very small dark house, if I'm honest, and I'm a bit messy. I've got wool everywhere, so I don't have anywhere nice. Like you can see, this was a customer photograph. They've got a really nice flooring. They've got a good looking dog. Everything looks nice there, so they took a picture and it looks nice. I don't have an area in my house that would lend itself to photography. But again, you could do that just like on a beautiful table. Another thing you can do, um, depending on the size of your felted items, but you can get photography backdrops. Now, if hopefully you've seen my other videos, you get so seen my other videos that I've got the brick wall backdrop, and that's just from eBay. It's just a photography backdrop. It's what photographers use. So if you've got big items, you could get one of them. But if you also, for smaller items like mine, you can get these, it's like kind of vinyl things with pictures of backdrops painted onto them. And if you look for food photography backdrops, you get ones that are just about like 3 foot in size, that are perfect size for little items, that can be like wood or granite walls or floors and things, just to make an area of your house look a little bit more interesting. Shall we see if we can find? Yeah, I'm talking about it. Let's try and find that. Um, food, food photography background. Hopefully that'll come up. So you get things like this, which is just like a texture cloth backdrop. They're a nice size. Is that going to show us lots of different ones? Yep, it does. So it's, come on, show us individual. Yeah, so you just have different textures, if you see what I mean, that you can put as a backdrop to your items. These are pretty cool. And they're really, I mean, it's like 630. So that's really nice. So there's an idea. Oh, Sandra's in the house. Hello there. But yeah, Wendy's. Yeah, backdrops are hard. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to show was this Google search thing. So if you've got an item, now this, this just shows you, unfortunately, trying to photograph felties, you can see that's fairly blurry. My camera doesn't always get it well. But if when you right click on an item, it says search Google for the item, then this will jump to Google and it tries to find similar things. So, okay, that was supposed to be a bulldog, but Google's seen it as potentially a boxer. Now, this means when someone searches for images of boxers, there's a chance that your item might show up. But it's kind of fun to search your things, your items. And I don't think they've done too badly here because it kind of looks similar to all the items that are showing up here. I mean, there's a bulldog as well. I think that's a bulldog toy too. So that gives you an idea of what Google is thinking of your images. And another thing, these things, these searches can help you see, hopefully. Oh yeah. Sometimes you can see if other people are using your photographs. I'm just wondering who that is. Right, we're just going to check. Do I have to go and shout at someone? No, that's not showing up. Maybe it was in her favorites or something. But sometimes you'll see if another shop's stolen your image and you can get that shut down. Um, Oh, Rosani sometimes uses her floral fireplace tiles as a backdrop. Yeah, that. See, if I had a gorgeous fireplace, that's a lovely place to photograph so many things. Cute for felties. I mean, a little feltie curled up by a enormous fireplace would be so adorable. Um, yeah, so that's really cool. And yeah, just things around your house that look cool. I saw in the very first book that I got on needle felting, they had um, they had pictures of the felty dogs, and they put them like in the handle of the refrigerator, and it just looked so cute because it gives you an idea of size as well. Um, yeah, Wendy, your light tent's bulky and just a pain. My light tent's only little. Plus, you felt quite a bit bigger than me, so you would need a bigger light tent than me. So that makes a difference. Let's just, for the fun of things, see what else Etsy thinks some of my, not Etsy, Google thinks some of my listings are. Right. Betcha. Let's see. This is a silky, no, Sky Terrier. Can't even remember them. Let's see if it recognizes that. I'm betting not. Three-toed sloth. So yeah. So that image doesn't really show what it is, but it's kind of fun. But yeah, it's worth doing this a little bit. It's a bit of fun. So is it going to recognize what this is? So like I say, all I'm doing is I'm right clicking on this, search Google for image. And what does it come up? Companion dog. Okay, that's cool. And yeah, it's coming up with pictures of black and white sort of similar dogs. So that's cool. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to what we're doing. Wendy did promise that she would be here to distract distract the chat. No, and I love that as well. It's brilliant. Okay, so we've done get listings ready to advertise. Um, so build your best business with Etsy. You can have a look at that yourselves. Now here's a second article from Etsy staff, how to get started with online advertising. So it's interesting they're talking about it so much. Oh yeah, what about lighting, Wendy? Yeah, lighting again is a tough thing. It depends on your camera as well, but lighting can help a whole bunch. What I've got is I just got some cheap LED clamp lights from Argos. We have an Argos here, but you'd get it in Amazon. They're just lights that have like clamps on them that they can be hung anywhere. They can clip onto anything and it directs the light. And if you have a couple of them bouncing in different angles, that can help. Wendy did link a while ago for a kind of ring light to go onto your phone. They might help as well. I haven't really had a chance to play with that before. Um, okay, learn which products to advertise and how to set an ad budget. Yeah, this is from the Etsy team, so it kind of gives us some interesting, some different ideas. So it's saying by investing a little time and money upfront to test which of your products perform best, you can see how to optimize an ad campaign. Again, this isn't just for promoted listings, so it's just a generic idea. And like anything, what works for one shop might not work for the next shop. So you just take them with a bit of a grain of salt there. So choose which products to advertise. So you want to get the best return on advertising investment. So what they're saying here is just focus on a few products. 3 to 5 items is a good place to start. If you try testing lots at once, it could take a long time or a large budget to generate enough clicks to understand what items are working. Now, I understand what they're saying, and that's one way and a really good way to do it. It depends. In this case, as they're talking about all types of ads, they're talking about the best return on investment. So they're talking about advertising your listings that bring you the most money anyway. So that totally makes sense. They're bringing money, people love them. So if you advertise them, then you get more chance of more bang for your buck. The reason when I'm doing promoted listings that I say just to turn them all on for everything is it gives you data. Promoted listings are not expensive. And also, if your SEO is bad for promoted listings, your items won't get seen at all. But it's a way to check if some of your items are doing just poorly, just because they're just not being seen for the keyword, then it's a wee help to get them onto the front page for you to be able to say, oh, these are the keywords that work for me. So in general, go for bang for buck. But promoted listings is a slightly different beast because it's a lot more cost effective. So I'm going to say my words here, just turn it on for all of them. It gives you stuff. So yeah, I'm skipping ahead of myself. Doing your best selling items. And I like here it's saying if you sell vintage or one of a kind, choose listings that best represent the types of items you sell most frequently. So it's saying you know your customer, so pick the ones that the customers have similar to what people have liked in the past. Rosanny, some of the wonderful breeds of dog look like dust mops. They might wind up under cleaning supplies. Oh yeah, I totally know that. There's one Crufts a few years ago. What's the breed? It's like Dougal from the Magic Roundabout. Oh, you all know the thing. And there's a group on Facebook that call them a walking toupee. They're just a bunch of hair. Oh, what is the name of that breed? Oh, I can't remember, but yeah, they do look like a walking dust mop. Kevin, you're most welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Wendy just searched. You're not on the Googles. So do you mean you can't right click? That's not working, or you're not showing up on the Googles? The thing is, your item. Well, Santa should get spotted. No, not Afghan hounds, little ones, low to the ground. It is just literally a mop. Oh, so annoying. Paper cream wishes. Hello there. I've got got distracted myself. Yeah, Wendy, not on the Googles. Yeah, your Santas and that should hopefully start showing up as Santa. I would love if your big Santa came up under like the Ghost of Christmas Present. No, not Maltese. They kind of have. Oh, this is going to annoy me all day. So annoying. Right, I can see it. I can see it in my head. It's like a long, really, really small, long dog that has. It's usually a kind of tan-colored hair. Oh, somebody help me! What is this walking toupee breed? Anyway, I'll remember it too in the morning and I'll post somewhere. Yeah, okay. So Etsy saying you can test your new products, which is a really cool idea. If you're just testing a few items to advertise, try your new product line to get a boost, to get an idea of what you think, what customers are going to think of them. So, pro tip, the goal of advertising is to test to help you figure out your long term advertising strategy. It's best to avoid products that you plan to phase out. Totally makes sense. Set your ad budget. Again, a good idea. Now they're talking about, let's go through this. I'm trying to read and speak again, not too much multitasking. Um, yeah, advertising like Google, use your budget as a bid on search terms. Yeah, they all have the same. I do have a video on cost per click and everything, but on Google through Etsy, you can only set up how much you want to spend in total. You can't do, or you weren't able to do the cost per click, so that's a bit of a pain. I'm getting dog breeds thrown at me. No, not a Commodore, although they are a walking floor mat in a different way. They are awesome. Not a Sky Terrier. Right, Mum, you're here. See, I'm remembering it because I'm sure it was All Creatures Great and Small on the telly, and I just remember this, there was a woman in All Creatures Great and Small that, Pekingese, I got it, yes, Pekingese dog. Oh, I love it when ideas just come into your head. Yeah, there was a woman in All Creatures Great and Small that had a Pekingese that she carried everywhere. There we go, got it. But yeah, Commodore is a great example as well. They are literally a floor mop. Yeah, Pekingese. Oh, I'm so happy I got that. Right. I'm too easily distracted. Um, I like this bit here. Oh, my pen's gone away. Why did my pen go away? Okay. This is a really interesting, good bit. Um, Google may be less likely to show your ads if your budget is minimal. So I don't think you can go in and say you only want to spend £1. Google is really um, Google likes to see you've got a fair bit of a budget there before it's going to really show your adverts, which is a bit of a pain, but yeah. So to get the most from your test, we recommend a daily budget of at least $3 a day or £90 a month, assuming a conversion rate of about 2 to 3%. And this is showing you, like I've told you, we've talked about how good our conversion rates are on promoted listings, but so you should plan to run your test until you've had at least 100 clicks. Then you get a few sales from your advert. So they're saying if you get 100 clicks, you should be having 2 or 3 sales. And it can take up to 30 days or longer to get enough results to be statistically meaningful. Oh, Jada, hello there. Wendy, that is on the Googles. I have no idea what you're saying, but that makes me laugh. Wendy, Pekingese are wonderful dogs. Do you know, it's actually a breed I've not met in person, I believe. I've met loads. I've worked with so many breeds of dogs, but Pekingese are not that popular around here. After you've started your test of your advertising, it's a good idea every other week to check back. And I like this as advice. I've got doodling going on. I like this as advice to say it's like, I've got people asking me, they'll say, I started running ads and it's been 2 days and I've not had any sales. No, start them and then forget about them for a bit of time. Don't be checking all the time. And yeah, Google Shopping and promoted listings on Etsy. Etsy is doing a lot of optimizing, so you don't need to be checking it all the time. Once you've had 100 clicks, check which listings are getting the most views. Are there any getting lots of views but no sales? So you want to check out what's putting people off buying, your price, your shipping price, or not enough photos. So that's telling you if you've got that as a situation, then work on your listings. And have you made sales? That means your ads are working, and you'd start to learn more about which listings shoppers are excited about. If you notice some of your listings aren't doing well, you can shift your budget. So stop spending on items that aren't performing well and try other ones and test new products. Oh, Mum, Dougal was a variety of a drop-eared Skye Terrier. Ah, okay, I'm wrong. I thought he was a peak. Okay. Wendy, your father-in-law had a tiny peak. Oh, cool. I will have to meet one day. Okay, calculate your return or return on investment. So they're telling you how to divide one number by another to get a return of investment. So if you spent $90 and made $300, you divide 300 in revenue by the $90, and that gives you 3.33. So it means for every pound you spent on advertising, you made $3. I'm, I'm muddling up currency. For every dollar you spent on advertising, you made $3 in return. And I've said, and so many people have said that as well. Actually, on promoted listings, we tend to be getting 1 in 10. So for every I just like being able to draw on this screen. So for every pound or every dollar we're spending in advertising, in general, on average, people are seeing we get about 10 back. But that doesn't mean that this kind of ratio, it doesn't mean once you've spent £1, you expect to have got £10 back. That just means over a period of time, once you it's more likely if you average out once you've spent £100, you've brought £1,000 back, but that could take a good few months to get to that. Um, so once you know your return on investment, you can use that to advertise what your return would be if you continued to advertise. You could bump up your budget further to boost your sales if you feel it's profitable. And if they aren't profitable, you can try making tweaks. But that's just a bit of advice Eatsy's given us on advertising. So that's 2 articles in fairly quick succession about advertising. And this one just dropped the other day, this article, Trends to Tap for Summer. I've kind of, until recently, kind of been ignoring trends things because our felt items aren't that seasonal, but it's still kind of interesting. Not seasonal, fashionable. They can't tap into trends, but it's kind of interesting. So for people who have crafts that that aren't needle felting, so as we transition into summer in many parts of the world, we've seen trends are changing. Spring florals, and Etsy colour of the year. So they've given us a link to this Marketplace Insights report, which I think is really cool. So we'll open that up. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a drink of juice. I'm afraid nothing exciting. So spring summer 2019 trends. So we're going to be having a look what's been doing good. Wendy, we can indeed use trending colours and themes, and they do mention the trending colours here. I don't know if everyone's seen it, but I think actually Mum shared it earlier today. But it's not a trending colour, but Pantone, the colory people, just brought out a new colour that might be interesting for people. They've brought out a colour in memory of Prince, and it's a purple. So I think that might be getting a bit of interest pretty soon. So if you can, jump on the Prince purple. I can't remember what they called it, but you'll find it that's going about. So you see how search volumes for different things change over time, over the years. Mother's Day is a search trend. Obviously, peaks, builds up just before Mother's Day, and then Father's Day follows close behind. Easter peaks just before Easter, and Independence Day. These are big search trends. Now, Granted, the biggest search trends are going to follow American holidays. Um, if the majority of your customers come from America, it's worthwhile looking into that. If they don't, just look into what things are showing up for Americans and extrapolate if it works in your country too. For example, Easter's at the same time as the UK, so our search trend would be about the same thing. Mother's Day is a couple of months earlier, so we can expect our spike to be even sooner. Father's Day, I'm not sure how they correlate. And then, well, obviously, although I've had some people ask me if in the UK we don't celebrate Independence Day as well. But no, in the UK we don't celebrate Independence Day. Um, but yeah, between March and August last year, there were more searches related to Mother's Day um, than any other occasion. So that's cool to know. Wendy, don't you know the universe revolves around the US? Sometimes it feels that way, but that's just because you're the biggest market, so I'll let you off. Um, so the top searches across categories from last year for this time period are slime. Now, slime is dying off. If you haven't already seen, actually, eRank has a trends page in it, which is really important and really cool to look at. But top searches, engagement ring, like bridal stuff's big in the summer. Bridesmaid gift again, home, wedding decor, jewelry, decor, enamel pin, dog collar, and bridesmaid robes. Bridesmaid robes? That's weird. I know dresses, but robes. Do you hate your bridesmaids that much that you've got to cover them up in robes? Oh, Mum, thank you. Love symbol number 2 is the Prince Pantone colour. Or Panettone. I'm saying that wrong, am I? Is it you guys are used to me saying things now. This one's a little harder to read, but still kind of cool. It's telling me the top searches for certain things. So there's like Easter things, Easter related things. So the top searches, what kind of themes? So we've got like the searches Easter basket, Easter pajamas, Easter dress. The key themes are personalization. People want personalized Easter things. They want Easter cards, decorations, DIY projects, and the search time frame from that's January to April, so we've missed it, and it peaks in March, but we know we've missed it. Mother's Day things is telling us there's the US, but we just do things couple of months earlier. So the searches Dog Mom. Right, I'm going to have to jump on Dog Mom. I thought about this. Right, next year, people remind me I'm going to do Dog Mom stuff. But mother-daughter matching dresses, Mother's Day cards, the themes, gifting, obviously cards. Personalization is always, in almost all these categories, personalization's there. Wellness, bath and beauty. Peak is April to May. And this is important here. As we get close to Mother's Day, we'll promote the ready to ship items. So just to know, Etsy will promote things, but they'll promote, obviously, if it's really close to the time, they'll only promote the stuff that'll get there on time. Graduation peak early May when people are graduating. Certain things you can think of. Again, cards and keepsakes are important. Father's Day is later in America. Similar kind of things, but outdoor adventure, DIY projects, grooming essentials, beard stuff, and Independence Day. I don't. What do you guys do in America for Independence Day? I just know like fireworks happen, but apparel, decorations, and entertaining. I assume it's parties that you dress up the house and have bad jumpers for by the looks of things. Serenity and Peace Art, hello there. Oh, Wendy, thank you. The robes are for while you're getting your hair and makeup done before you put the dress on. Thank you so much. I need you guys to stop me being a complete idiot. Cross category trends. When it parades, picnics, and fireworks. Cool, that sounds good. So going green. Shoppers around the world are more focused on sustainability. 137% year-on-year increase in searches for sustainability across Etsy. So that is super cool. And it shows you here, actually, this is cool. This is something I mentioned ages ago, um, that could be an up and coming thing, and it looks like it is. It's like crocheted and knitted reusable shopping bags. So they're literally showing you that. I think that's macrame. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. I know Mum used to make these when we were kids, or you had little bags like this. George, great to see you. You take care. I'll see you later. Um, 81% felt that they felt strongly that companies that should shop from should help the environment, and April is Earth Month. So good things to bear in mind for next year, and also to see. Now, for needle felters, that's a two-pronged thing. I feel that needle felting is fairly sustainable. Sheep have to grow fleece every year, but you will get a bit of hate from vegans every now and again. But I certainly think wool is a decent product. I've always made sure the companies I buy from have, the kindness to animals. They're decent places. My alpaca, I told you we went to the farm. The alpaca were overlooking a beautiful reservoir on organic ground. They had a wonderful life. We met them. They were great animals. So just seeing how you can incorporate that. I mean, I certainly think we could push needle felted art as sustainable, felt like a different version of green ornaments. Renewal, items that embrace seasonal change. Yeah, they're just talking about recycled vintage, reimagined classics, so upcycling. So that's again on the green type things. Trending on social media is everything floral. That's interesting. Um, when the Independence Day is parties and people wear red, white, and blue clothing. Ah, right, yes, I can understand that. um, Nostalgia, yeah, that this is frightening when I read this. Today's styles are heavily influenced from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even the 2000s. 2000s isn't vintage. I've still got some boots from the 2000s. Um, but yeah, if you're doing anything more nostalgic, more vintage type styles, and modern boho has been doing really well on Etsy for a while. Wendy, yeah, it will last forever. Quite right. I think we should definitely find a way to market this as green stuff. Flower power, yeah. Florals never go out of style. And burnt orange is the color of the year. Um, yeah, desert inspired terracottas, earthy tones. So whatever you can think of towards that. Um, ties in with another 2019 trends, which is Southwestern style. I have no idea what that is. Wendy, the 80s needs to go back to the 80s. It's certainly an interesting style. So in categories, this is cool as well to look at this. So interesting in home and living, year on year, pet related searches has been growing, and wellness and spirituality. Cool to cool to know. Those are the big things. Mother's and Father's Day, biggest opportunities. Year on year growth, pet products, gardening, and wellness and spirituality. Um, wedding category overlaps with home and living, especially for registry items. Of course, people are wanting things for their wedding lists. But the top home and living searches are home decor, dog collar, farmhouse decor, burlap sunflower wreath. Okay, that's an interesting one. Dog tag and macrame wall hanging. Wendy, you were a teenager then and hated it the same as now. Oh, I just I remember a while back a friend had an 80s party and I was really tempted to go in actually more like what I wore in the 80s rather than what everyone thinks people wore in the 80s. But I suppose that's the same in anything like the 60s. Not everyone in the 60s ran around looking like what people think the 60s looked like. Excuse me, more water. I'm losing the ability to speak. Yep. So for home and living, key events: Easter, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. Um, Storage is an art form. That's cool. Help shoppers put everything in its place with innovative, eye-pleasing, tidying solutions. 129% year on year for storage, and 51% growth for shelving related searches. That's cool to know. And yeah, if you can get nice, interesting ways to hide all the rubbish, that's awesome. Decor can be repurposed for multiple occasions. Yeah, that's cool. Um, Self-care rituals. So yeah, pampering and natural often appears in searches for deodorant, makeup, hair products. Yeah, green stuff. Housewarming things. That's cool. They do find lovely, nice, bright things, pictures from people's shops. And if they like your, this is another reason to have good pictures because if you have good pictures and Itzy are looking to do an article, they could use your pictures and then you're featured in here. Wendy lived in neon and body glove stuff. I have to admit, I had quite a lot of neon and batwing. I remember like jumpers were huge. It wasn't a jumper if you couldn't curl up in it and entirely cover your entire body in it. Animal Kingdom, pet products with woven fabrics, felts, and natural material. I was going to say we can't really do that, but I did a while ago have a go at wet felting some of these cat cave things. But wow, they're hard work. I managed to make, rather than a cat cave, it was a very foul looking small kind of bird home. It wasn't nice. It looked a bit more like a bowel movement than anything else. But yeah, pet stuff, animal stuff, and this is a really interesting one as well. Toys as decor. I've seen this quite a bit. People are commenting that things are being bought for decor. Your wooden toys, so eco-friendly toys that are fun to look at as they are to play. So like your children's nursery can have toys that are out on display as well that don't have to be put away, which I like the idea of that. And I've heard people as well buying like toy car, wooden toy cars, things like that as display, for people's houses, little bits of nostalgia for adults as well. Um, De-stressing stuff. Oh, 200% increase year on year for self-care, 32% for meditation. Um, Serenity art is kind of hard category to sell in. It is. It everything can be because there's a lot of people selling and there's a lot of people looking. You just have to find a niche to get into so that people can find you. Something like art that's going to be super competitive and people don't know what they want. But if you become an expert on one type of art, that people are searching for, any of these kind of ideas that we're looking into, like nature lovers art, natural art, plant still lifes, all sorts of things that could tie into, I mean, I don't know, art for your crafts room. I don't know if that exists, but that sounds awesome, like crafty art. things, inspirational art, all sorts of art. Depends what you, Wendy. I'm sorry. I'll have to find a picture of that bird thing. But yeah, so plants idea is growing. Hot searches, planter, gardening, plant stand, macrame. Now, I always meant to test. I've seen people were looking for needle felted things for going outside. So I wanted to test how they do as like a little plant ornament, or if you can make them to attach to trees for kind of cute things, to see how they stand up to being outside. I'm gonna have to test that. I'm gonna have to sacrifice a little needle felted critter, because that would be cool to have, like plant buddies and all sorts of stuff that work for needle felting. There we go. Maybe we found something. 31% increase for flower, 36% for botanical. Clothing, yeah. Earthy tones, dusty rose and burnt orange and pastels. I will not be wearing any of those colours. Wendy made a wind chime that you paper poled. Oh yes, of course. Yes, we can paper pole our stuff, and that'll make it outsidey. So maybe that's something we need to be doing. Popular clothing searches: lingerie, maternity dress, t-shirts, linen dress, kimono, bikini, mum and me, and one-piece swimsuits. Those are the top things. And you traded it for wool. Awesome, Wendy. Cool job. So clothing for occasions. An Easter tie? Okay, who am I to judge? And Mother's Day, that's okay. I was laughing at mum and me dresses, but that is a bit cute. Father's Day socks, and there we go. There's a red, white, and blue jumper. That's vile. I'm sorry, Wilder Shores, but that's not good. Wendy, yeah, I'm afraid it would blow away. I was in my head while I was saying it, I was imagining ways to attach. So yes, they would have to be attached, but it could be cute. Clothing folk festival with styles of the 2000s back in fashion. Perennial modern festival wear. Boho peaks in May each year. That's interesting. Wendy's with me is vile. Cool. Summer clothes and nostalgic handmade clothes. Garden party items. I don't know what Southwestern style is. Full on fringe, earth tones, natural fabrics. Okay. Um, cool. Right, but there's stuff to think of. Jewelries and accessories. Oh, bold colours like hyper pink. Well, I suppose like they're shown with the hat there. Popular accessory searches, enamel pin, patches, personalised leather. I love leather. Baby headband, flower crown, and jewelry searches, name necklace, initial necklace. I imagine earring and engagement ring are way, way, way too broad. Statement jewelry, celestial jewelry. That's an unexpected one. Wendy, where you live, you'd melt in that jumper. Yeah, the Independence Day is middle of the summer. That's crazy. So oversized jewelry is going to be in again. That always freaks me out and thinks you're going to catch that and lose your earlobe. No, I couldn't wear things like that. Mismatched earrings. Okay, that's going to be, yeah. 85% year-on-year growth for mismatched in jewelry. Again, we can needle felt jewelry if we want to. Layered necklaces that can, I suppose, that follows in the sort of boho-y trend of having lots of things layered up. Pressed flowers. That's kind of cute. Sort of hippie stuff again. And stuff for guys. Yep. And what have we got? Customization, personalization. Yeah, we're seeing that a lot as well. And Etsy's been pushing for that. So if you can offer customization. Key accessories, wide brimmed hats, fascinators, flower crowns, camera straps, yeah? Luggage tags. Cool. Wendy, you're a genius. I love it. You can sell just all of your one lost earrings. See, you're not just losing stuff, you're becoming fashionable. Um, Sassy lapel pins. That's cute. Um, oh no, clashing patterns and styles are in trend. Yuck. Wendy, yep, you can needle felt necklaces. I just never got round to it because it's not a style I'm mad on myself, so I didn't know how to. I don't know how to do it because I don't know how to make things that I don't like the look of. I'm sure there's ways around it. Again, personalizations. I'm mentioning this lots. Um, Go big, offer drama with vibrant colours. So what's good in vintage? Clothing, t-shirt, engagement ring, yeah, sort of clothes and jewelry is the big vintage things, which is weird because when I think of vintage, I sort of think of ornaments and stuff, but it's people want to be wearing it, people want to be using it. Well, it's cool. Like a vintage engagement ring is nice, and that all ties into the recycling as well. Boho style. Yep. So they want vintage stuff that you can use. That's like a kind of headbandy thing. That's interesting. As in from antique polymagiri antiques. That's kind of really interesting. Um, rattan and wicker natural stuffs. Wendy, you make animals, not things to wear. Yep, same here. But you never know where you can get inspiration. Paper and party supplies. What's big? Wedding, gender reveal, hen night planner. New planners will be big. Graduation, pregnancy announcement, baby shower, and unicorn party. You can have a unicorn party, and no one told me. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing, but that's good to know. John, hello there. Good to see you joining us. Sustainable supplies again. Oh, there we go. Party pieces such as natural materials, wood and cork. So party cutlery in sustainable stuff. I don't think we can needle felt cutlery. Don't do that. Nobody. Um. Hey. Popularity of journaling. People are looking for niche notebooks. Yep, travel journals, planners for bridal and baby showers. And here's the graph for weddings. As you can see, that's super summer specific. So yeah, whereas most of the shops are doing crazy around about Christmas time, your bridal themed shops keep things going through the summer. Bridesmaid gift, wedding decor, bridesmaid robes. Now I know what they are. Thank you, Wendy. Wedding invitation, wedding dress, wedding cake topper. I should work on that some more. I've had a few people order my sculptures as wedding cake toppers and also like a wedding ring presentory thing, a wedding ring holder. Wedding gift, flower girl dress, cool. Yeah, no, Wendy, woolen spoons might not work too well. Oh, so flowery stuff again for bridal stuff. Eco-friendly dishes. They're kind of cool. For plates and things. Right, I think we're nearly through. Yeah, Wendy, sipping soup from our woolen spoons. Stationery for wedding stuff. Yep. Um, Oh, that's cute. Grooms are buying sentimental keepsakes meant for each other's eyes only. Discreet personalizations like hidden engravements, embroideries. That's cute. Craft supplies and tools. As we have seen before, on Etsy, the biggest shops are craft supplies. And yeah, the graph for that is just goes crazy at Christmas, but it's growing every year. Um, I'm so judgy of wool spoons. Well, you don't know till you've tried it, but I'll let you try it, Wendy. So the top craft supplies tools, cross stitch patterns, succulents, washi tape, terrarium, planner stickers, fabric. Yeah, so kits and patterns super popular. So yeah, cross stitch things, textile therapy. Uh, oh, yeah, terrariums and I can't say things. Fake flowers. So what are they telling us? Update your shop banner with seasonal themes. Incorporate trends into your photos and styling. So there's an idea. Even if we can't have things, even if our items aren't exactly on trend, we could pull them in that they might hit some of the trends by making them look of that theme, like having your sculptures in a more boho setting or with flowers or yeah, okay, that's an idea. Use your featured listings to spotlight fresh designs alongside best-selling. Uh, Dull spooning but not forking. Oh dear. Um, include yeah, you can change up your tags and titles in advance of when the terms, and a lot of people do this, and I'm very bad at it. But when you see a seasonal thing is coming in, you could maybe have a rotation of tags that a certain time of the year you have different tags than you do at other ones. Look at your budgets for different priced gifts, ready to ship if you can, and think of the recipients in your keywords. So grandmother, mother, dog, mum, exact, and things like that. Um, Highlight gift potential in your product photography. Oh, that's a nice idea. I mean, you could, if you're really good at photography and have the people to set up, like if it was a Mother's Day gift, you could just have like a nice look, a hand of a toddler handing it over to mum or something, just to make it, because people do like to see the story with a picture. Fast and fair priced shipping, personalizations. How many times have they mentioned personalizations? And look, there again, personalizations. Yeah, we got through it, and that's us up to date. Did I just? So I'm gonna. Did I miss? Take me back. There we go. So as I say, the link is in the description for this, all articles on Etsy, and check it often for when they drop. But I totally recommend for any of you guys to keep this page bookmarked and come back, especially the articles the Etsy staff create, especially the Etsy SEO team, because they can be super helpful. Right, can we get back to my ugly mug somehow or another? Yeah, come on, what's up with Google? Why is it not wanting to do this? I have so many tabs open. All right, you can go away. Where is it? Where did I put it? There it is. I'm an idiot. Um, Stop screen sharing. Yes, back to me. Here we go, guys. Right. So that's just absolutely. I recommend you all have a look at that. It is a whole bunch of fun to look through, and there's some really important things. Like if they keep mentioning the same thing, you'll be thinking maybe we should get on and think about this. All right. Just checking the chat. John, oh, chat always jumps just when I look at it. In my opinion, European craft supply shops wouldn't compete so easy on American ones considering the extra shipping costs. Yes and no. Firstly, although, like, I'm in the UK, the UK market is smaller than the American market, but so is the competition. So it's a little bit easier if you work smartly to be the big fish in the smaller puddle than just be drowning in the massive ocean. So you can do well in your own country. There is a market, and they're growing. Like when I started on Etsy, no one in the UK knew what it was, hence why I say it wrong. We didn't know what it was. But over time, the UK is Etsy's second market. It's getting huge now, and any country that'll happen. But also, our shipping prices in the UK were really not so bad. Like I'm about £4 to ship a sculpture anywhere in the UK, and about £5 to ship it worldwide. Whereas I've heard, like, I've had Americans, someone had been a little bit of a difficult customer, and they agreed to everything. It was all fine in the photographs. I sent it, and then they changed their mind and they were wanting to send it back for some minor alterations. And they discovered that there to ship it back would be about 4 times the price of me shipping it in the first place. So our shipping's not as bad. Um, so it's not necessarily a terrible thing. But don't just think of selling on Etsy as selling to Americans. We're selling all over the place. And also, do you know what? See craft supplies. If you're in a different country and you're wanting to sell to America, you have a bonus in that we've got things that they don't have. We have different things. So we can find different supplies than they have, and people will wait for supplies that they can't get hold of. I mean, yeah, absolutely, you can't compete with standard basic supplies that people can get easily all over the place. Someone in America won't wait the time to ship something basic, but they will wait the time to ship something different that they can't get anywhere else. Wendy slap happy tired. Yes, she's had too many too many children about you. That sounds bad. You've had to you've had a sleepover with your daughter and another kid, so nightmare. Um, oh, Rosanni's trickling into the supplies category. Good for you. I think it's an awesome idea. I would like to do that, but I'm not organized enough. I've got a lot of junk I could sell, but yeah. Um, oh, Rosanni's off. You take care. Thank you so much for joining us. Wendy, how's my journal doing? Not very good. I've been a bit terrible with that. I've been a bit lazy. I'm thinking of just paring it down and basically just doing my finances, but it gives me a chance to be a bit pretty with it all. But yeah, I failed. I failed journaling. I thought I might. Um, Wendy, yeah, sometimes our suppliers are cheaper too. Yeah, that's a really good point. Um, t Other Wendy, Wendy with a Y. Look at the makers. Oh, are they like showing up as sort of cheaper for you? That's interesting. That, yeah, probably we are getting things like that cheaper. That's interesting to know. Yeah, because I have had some people, like, have commented on tutorials and things, and they're saying it's terrible. You should tell us the exact amount we've got to use for this because this is so expensive. I don't want to waste it. And I'm looking, going, I can get like 100 grams of wool for £1. It's the basic stuff. The core wool is not expensive. So yeah, I suppose if it is dearer in other places, I mean, it's in the UK, it's not like we have a shortage of sheep. We're well known for for being a nation of wool textile suppliers. Uh, oh, Wendy, you seen behind me? You mean my wool mountain? Yeah, this is just the stuff that I want to hand when I'm felting away. Yeah, I put it there before I put it back into the slightly more controlledness. But yeah, that's the stuff that I need to have to hand. I got a wee basket to keep it a little bit tidier. Wendy, yeah, you love the makers. You love their stuff, and it looks great for the price. I agree. I've really enjoyed using the makers stuff, and I will be using more of it in future, most definitely. Right, guys, I'll give you a couple of minutes as ever if you've got any other questions, but I'm thinking around winding down and getting some tea because I'm starving. Oh, Wendy, you pay $17 for 8 ounces of core. Right, I've got to find out what. I've got to convert because we get it in grams. So what's 8 ounce in grams? Thank you, Google. So that's about just over 200 grams for. Wow. Yeah. So $17 for 200 grams of core, where with our exchange rate, I would get about that much for about $2. Really? Wow. Yeah, Wendy, you meant my journal on the step. Yeah, the journal on the step that's I've not touched it in. Uh, yeah, it's a little bare. Sorry, not done so good on that. I need to get to work a bit more. Oh, Wendy, I wish I could send you care packages, but to ship it'll probably just ending up being too expensive. That's a pain that it's so expensive for you guys. I don't know if there's ways around that if you go directly to the farmer or something, because they can't be making that much money. That's what you'll have to do is get yourself one of those wonderful carding machines and card up your own wash fleece and card them up, and you could go into business. There we go. We found your niche. Um, right, guys. Anyway, um, it's been awesome hanging out as ever. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll speak to you next week. Thank you for joining me, and talk later.